Okay, so we're gonna proceed to start and change our pad. We're gonna start and proceed with the rear wheel first, and we're gonna be removing the exhaust with this bracket, and proceed to remove the wheel and take advantage and give it a nice clean hold here in the inside and the engine, degrease everything. So we're gonna proceed with the tools you're gonna need to be able to remove the rear wheel. So here are the tools you're gonna need. All you're gonna need is a big pliers so you can remove the pin, long wrench to be able to remove the nut from the wheel, a couple of pliers, clipper to remove, also to help remove that clip too. So we're gonna need a T40 because we got our titanium screws there. So we're gonna need a T40 to remove those. Usually you will just need a 6mm Allen key, which are the stock screws. So with that, we're also gonna need a big wrench to use our sockets, a 17mm and a 24mm socket to remove the wheel, and also a 10mm. We're gonna be using an impact to make things quicker, but this is basically all you're gonna need. So once we have removed the exhaust, we can come to this side. On your case, you probably have the OEM cap, so you can just like try it out. In my case, I have this moving one. Go with this one. We have that available in the website if you like it. So what you want to do is you want to use your tool to remove the wheel, so we can lock our wheel and remove the nut from the other side. If you don't have the tool in hand, what you can use, you can just like put a zip tie on your brake, on your rear brake, and lock the wheel on that way. Usually this bracket can get really stuck in there. You can watch my video on how I remove the wheel with a stuck bracket. There is a technique that we use on how to remove it when it gets stuck. So let's see, in this case, we put some grease last time, and thankfully it's still. After you have removed the wheel, we can now proceed and remove these two bolts right here that are holding the caliper, because we're going to remove the caliper to change our pad. So we're going to proceed and remove those. And keep in mind, we got two washers, a thinner one and a thicker one. When you have removed your caliper, you want to grab a flat screwdriver. You want to push the piston back into place. You want to go ahead and put the screwdriver there, and you want to twist and try to push those ends. See? There's a special tool to do this, but you can just do it like that with the screwdriver. You may damage your pad, your old ones, but since we don't mind about them. So once you push the piston back, you can proceed and remove your pin. You want to remove that clip. And you want to keep that in hand, or you don't want to lose it because they don't sell it as a spare part. So you want to go ahead and remove that pin. If you go flying like that, you can be a little bit more gently. So once you remove it, so it comes with this clip, little arrow that is pointing to the top. That means it goes like that. So you want to bend this when we reinstall the new pad, because once you remove it, it becomes a little loose, and if it's loose, you're gonna have a noisy brake. You want to rebend this once we install it. So we want to put this in a side with your clip, and you want to drop your pads just like that. So once we have cleaned up our caliper, we can proceed and install the pad. You can see the difference of the thickness between the old ones and the new ones. See the different life that they have to it. We can still use this one until the next service, which is the 12,000 miles. They can last a few thousand more. Well, these ones are gonna give you a better braking performance. So we're gonna proceed and install these beautiful babies. So some people claim that there is each one for each side, and I don't think there's any big difference between each one. Just when you remove them, when they're already used, you wanna set them in the same size, because one tends to burn faster than the other ones, so one becomes more deteriorated than the other ones. So you want to slide them in like that, set them both in place. Look out for that arrow there. See that arrow there? Points to the top where the bleeding screw is. You want to set that in there, and then you want to grab your pin and you want to slide it into the pad with the finger. In the other side, you want to move back and forward until you line it up with the pin. Try to keep the clip in place. You struggle a little bit like that, juggle it around, move the pad, and push the pin through. You should be able to push the pin without any trouble with your finger. And then you want to slide your clip back in, and there we go. Nice and secure. See, once you open up that uniformly, you open up that gap with the flathead screwdriver carefully, you can proceed and install our caliper. You can also check the condition of your rotor. You can pull your finger, you know, go, you feel any groove. Can take a little bit of anti-seize. Slide the caliper in, line it up with the hole. Go. We got our caliper nice and ready to rock and roll. Now we can proceed and install back our wheel and proceed to do the front one. Okay, so we're gonna proceed and remove our front wheel to change our old pads for the new Malossi ones that we have here. We still have the Reno that come with the bike, synthetic ones, painted in black when we remove the caliper. If you watch that video, you can click there and watch how we paint the caliper. So you want to leave your scooter. That's the first thing you want to do. Just a little bit, not too much, and then we can proceed and remove our titanium screw with a T40. You got the original Allen key one. It's a 6mm Allen key, I believe. So once we remove the wheel, we can proceed to lift the wheel and remove. So the next thing you want to do is that before you remove the actual caliper, you want to remove these two pins. And this caliper is not like the rear one that we have a little clip. This one is screwed by the Allen key, and it's pretty strong because it got the Loctite and they're pretty tight. So you want to remove them before you remove the caliper, because then it's gonna be like really difficult. With a 5mm Allen key, you want to break that. If it's really tight, you may want to use a longer wrench. You want to make them really loose so you don't struggle anything. So we're going to proceed and go to the other side and proceed to remove the actual caliper. Now turn the steering wheel over, and the scooter is going to tend to bring the steering wheel this way because of the weight, but I'm going to put my tire there so you hold it for me while I remove my caliper. So you want to remove those. Then you want to hold your caliper while you remove the last screw, because you're going to tend to fall. So before you remove the pads, you want to push the piston back in. So with a flat screwdriver, you can, you know, put it inside and twist it over. See, like that. That one in. See the little gap there? Put it there. Then you twist that in. And you see how we push those pistons back. And once you have done that, you want to finish screwing the 5mm Allen key bolts. We got our pads here. We got our clip in there, and we're ready to install our new pads. They're the OEM one, which they still have a lot of life to it. So we're gonna head and replace them so we can have more brake performance. I'm gonna crack this open. Two nice Malossi brake pads made in Italy. Nice. See the difference between the old ones, which they still have a lot of life to it, but you can see a little bit with 8,000 miles. Not much. They're good pads. You can save them in the future for, you know, just in case. And we're gonna proceed to install. Something you also want to take advantage of that is you want to remove these, and you want to add some new grease in there. You just clean that old grease, and we're gonna install some new ones. Okay, so we have our grease here. We already cleaned this up. You just want to add a tiny bit, you know. You don't want to go crazy with that, because any grease that gets squished out from the rubber pieces is going to end up in your brakes, and you don't really want that to happen. And you want to install that back. Some of the grease is going to probably get, you know, stick out, so you want to remove those back again and remove that excess. You just want to be detailed this part because you don't really want to have grease around it. You know, then with the rack, you want to clean that up. Then after you have greased your piece, and move that out, make sure there is any grease coming out of it, because it's not going to end up in your brakes. And then what you want to do is you want to proceed and install your pads. So you want to slide this one in, and just push it inside. See how I push it? You push the clip down, and then you want to slide this one with that little tip in here first, like that, and hold it in place with your finger. And then you want to grab your clip. You probably want to add some new Loctite on it. I'm not going to do it because I don't have anything right now, but you should definitely do that. And you want to push it, slide the pin in. You see how I push the pad with my finger, then slide the other one and proceed to screw those in. You don't want to tie those down all the way, because you're going to do that once we install our caliper, so we can apply the right torque. you are pretty much ready to install your caliper. They may want to go like a little crazy like that, you know, like play around. You don't have to worry about, because once the pistons push in, they're gonna get, you know, in place. But you want to get them, you know, a little ready so you can slide it in. Okay, so once you twist the wheel over, when you have your pad nice and ready there, maybe you want to hold it with your finger, slide it into the rotor. Proceed and port this to a 16 foot-pound or 6mm Allen key here. There we go. There we go, and that's it. That's pretty much how easy you install the pad for your front wheel. Now we can proceed and mount the wheel back. So before you proceed to put the wheel on, what you want to do is you want to tie it down pretty well. Those pins really tight. And then we can apply the right torque into a wheel.